said, "I'm not ready." By Tuesday afternoon, I realized it meant I'm already married. I was at a coffee shop, scrolling through my phone while waiting for my latte, when a notification popped up. Your memories from 2 years ago. It showed a photo of me and David at a beach bonfire, his arm around me, my head on his shoulder. But something in the background caught my eye. A woman in a sundress, blurred but familiar. We'd met at a rooftop bar. David was charming in a low-key way, owned a small tech startup, quoted Bukowski, and claimed he'd sworn off dating apps after a messy breakup. He'd say things like, "I want to do this right, no rushing," which I mistook for maturity. For 8 months, we took things slow. Weekend hikes, late-night talks about his fear of commitment, and a drawer at his place that held exactly 3 of my t-shirts. The red flags were subtle. He never introduced me to friends. They're all married, boring. His phone was always face down. Work stress. I'll explain later. He'd vanish every other Sunday. Family stuff. You wouldn't get it. Then, last month, I found the earring. It was under his couch, a tiny pearl stud. When I held it up, he froze. "My sister's," he said too quickly. "She visited weeks ago." But his sister lived in Denver, and the earring was stamped Tiffany & Company. The unraveling happened at a gas station. I'd borrowed his car to grab wine for dinner. At a red light, I noticed a sticky note on the dash. "Call Dr. Patel Ree. Ellie's brace is Ellie," a name I'd never heard. When I confronted him, he laughed. "My niece, my brother's kid." But his brother's daughter was named Sophia. The lie collapsed at 11 p.m. I'd gone to his place unannounced after he fell asleep mid-text. His lights were off, but a woman answered the door in a robe, holding a toddler. "Can I help you?" she asked, adjusting the sleepy girl on her hip. I recognized her face, the blurred woman from the beach photo. "I'm David's friend. Is he here?" She frowned. "He's at a conference in Chicago." "Who are?" The toddler mumbled. "Daddy's trip?" I drove home in silence, replaying every "I'm not ready" speech. The way he'd tear up talking about his parents' divorce. The promises to give you my whole heart when I'm healed. Turns out, his healing required a wife and kid in the suburbs. The final text I sent him, "Ellie's braces must be expensive. Maybe sell the watch I gave you?" He called 14 times. Left voicemails alternating between rage, "You psycho, stalking my family?" and pleading, "It's complicated. Let me explain." Last I heard, his wife filed for divorce. Took the house, the kid, and the Tiffany earrings. People ask, "How didn't you know?" Because liars don't wear signs. They wear wedding bands on the wrong finger and call their daughters nieces. And "I'm not ready" is just code for "I'm already someone else's."